Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Bella. I'm 14. I go to North Central High School. I met you guys at Young Club. It's an after-school program that Stevens does and some other elementary and middle schools do.
Were you nervous about signing up for camp?
I was nervous at first, but I knew how fun it was gonna be, and I was really excited to go out and just have a week to be able to go have fun. I was bullied a lot at school and stuff like that, and so when I went to camp, I always felt really safe because no one would bully me or try and hurt me here. Camp's always been kind of like my home, so I get really excited every time coming to camp.
Coming out to camp, what was that like that was different than you'd be doing back at home during the summer?
It was a lot of fun because I actually got to go out into nature and run around, but at home I was in a very small apartment and not in a very safe area when I was younger. It was like a relief. I got to go play and I got to have fun with people and friends even out of school.
What was your experience of camp like that first year? Your favorite things?
Going to the chapel and doing worship time because I really liked singing to the songs. We had dance and photography and art.
There's so many free time activities. What was the favorite thing to do with your cabin at free time?
Gaga ball, or we would go do a bunch of random things in the field. We did a rock, paper, scissors one where we were different characters and it was really fun. Or we did find the chicken.
Tell a little bit about the adventure course, which ones you did and what the kids liked or what they learned.
I got to help the kids work together because it was a lot and the kids were turning on each other, but at the end of it, we all worked together and figured it out, and we're all really happy.
So tell me, this is the big question. You're a camper and you're having all this fun, but then what part about that made you want to come back and then work in the kitchen and clean bathrooms?
I've always been really connected to camp, and no matter what, I've always wanted to be here because it feels like a safe place to me. So no matter what I'm doing here, no matter what I'm supposed to be doing here, I always feel happy and safe.
One of the cool things that UGM does is we partner with the local church, so the church is actually able to do the follow-up, which is huge. So talk about what it is to have those connections that have helped you grow through the last few years.
I've made connections with a bunch of people at youth group. Emily, she was one of my cabin leaders, and I still get to see her every once in a while, and I always greet her with a hug and say hi, and we talk a lot. Or Austin, he's been there since I was really young, and he's been there for me, and he's one of my older brothers.
Talk to me about your memories as a camper. What did it look like for your cabin to come in and eat here in the dining hall?
I remember them being excited the first time we went through the dining hall because there was a lot of food, but some of them were seemed kind of nervous.
And what do you think made them nervous?
Maybe they don't have enough food at home, or if they don't see as much food as there was, they're scared if they take too much or if they don't take enough. But they got really happy and they loved sitting down all together because then it was our little group and they got to all talk and be loud, and it was really fun for them.
What happens when they get to hear that they get seconds?
Some of the girls screamed, "We get seconds!" and got all really excited, so we all had to run to the line because they all darted. They didn't think that they would be able to get seconds. Last year we did pigs in a blanket, and almost all the campers loved those. They were all trading French fries for pigs in the blanket with each other. It was crazy.
What happens in the chapel? What does that look like?
We do worship in there, and we read parts out of the Bible in there.
And at the end of the week on Thursday, we share the gospel with them, what it really means to be a Christian, and give them the opportunity to do that. And so you did that in 2018. So I found yours, 3rd grade, Isabella. What were you feeling? What were you thinking?
You make it to where campers that have never really had it can kind of understand it more, what it is to be a Christian and believe in God and follow Him. And I have believed in God ever since.
As a cabin leader, you got to do the same thing that your cabin leader did, which was you got to share the gospel and pray with them. What did that look like and feel like?
Almost all of them put sticky notes up. They just noticed how much it has made an impact on me and all the other camp leaders. And they know that it's a very powerful thing.
And you were telling me a little bit about your sister too, right? She was a camper this last year for the first time, and you were saying, what were you saying?
She was one of my campers, and every day almost she sings songs about it. She loves the songs. If I didn't have this camp experience, I wouldn't have had God, and I wouldn't be this close to God like I am, and I wouldn't be the person I am. And if I didn't have Him, and I didn't go to camp, my sister wouldn't have found him, and it's something very powerful.
My hope is that God just continues to grow in your life and you really feel His presence and you are able to understand that God has a plan for you and a purpose for you, and the sky is the limit for what He has for you. So thank you so much for being here, hanging out with me. It's always fun to hang out with me, but I just really appreciate you, Bella.
Thank you.